Alright, my name is Ryan from start to finish in UDK.blogspot.com. It is a tutorial website on how to do the basics in the Unreal Development Kit, which is something that most level designers, environment artists, and character artists will probably use in their time as a game artist. So, let's load up UDK here. I got some duplicate packages, that's alright. So, today I'll just be setting up a really basic scene. One that is still influenced by Multiverse, the game that I'm creating, but it's about as basic as it gets. So, we already had the mechanics in. If I hit play here, look, there's the character Rick. And shifting worlds works because you shift in between two worlds in Multiverse to progress through the level. That's what makes our game special. You can probably notice that there isn't really any lighting here at the moment, but that's alright. That's one of the things we're going to do, as well as adding terrain and maybe a few extra prop assets. So, I think I'll start with adding the lighting. Really simple. With this background, that is the default sky background for the UDK game, which is an extra bunch of packages that you can take assets from in the UDK. Lighting works really well, especially the dominant directional light, which is what I'm going to add. There it is, and it's added a bit of lighting, but we don't want it facing directly down. We kind of want to add an angle here. I still want the sun, or in this case the moon, because I have the night sky in there at the moment, to be affecting the background. So let's see. You can see that. The basic camera view. There it is. Move it over a bit. Alright, and of course I don't want a moon. So let me go ahead and right click on this sky. Comes default. Find in the content browser. There it is. It's under the basic directory. And while there's a sky sphere, here are the different materials in which you can apply. I think the best in this situation would be afternoon. Hey, there it changes it. Now it looks a bit more like a sun. Cool. So, let's change the light up a bit, because no one likes white lighting. That's something I try to avoid with almost every scene I do, unless it's an interior light, usually with a sci-fi scene, but that's not too often. But with this exterior light, I want it to be a orangish red color. Very saturated, because our game is relatively cartoony. Set the set. Oh, numpad isn't working. There we go. Alright, so that's way too bright. About a 3. Okay, that's a bit better. Let's get some light rays in there. This is a cheap way to make your lighting look better, and it isn't used all the time, but in the case of Multiverse, we are definitely going to use it, and it's going to be for late afternoon, probably a yellowish bordering on orange, and the default settings are right. In the final game, of course, I change it up quite a bit, but not in this case. So there we go. It looks a bit weird, but should look better once we build the final game. Of course, this fog isn't going to work, which is gray area down here, so closing the content browser, we will double click on that, and let's change this to a, yeah, there we go, like an orange. There we go. Perfect. That is what I want. Alright, let's add the assets that I have already created. They are already in my package for the game. And I'm going to use here in my static meshes directory under MVPO, which stands for Princess Inside Out, because this gray area right here is going to be the princess world, and this area over here is going to be the inside out. So I think I just want to use terrain 08, maybe some terrain 06, and terrain 04. So as I have just randomly dragged these in, they are not facing the right way, or the way that the camera is going to be, and proportionally they are not correct. So let's increase that size. It's got a nice bit of detail, so it'll be our defining terrain. While these two will border it. Pull them down, look like they're intersecting, like organic terrain. Alright. Turn that a bit to the side. Now, if I had already set up a scene, I could have just copied in these using Control-C, which it works across different levels, but because I'm starting from scratch, I'll do this the slow way. So, I'm going to want to duplicate in this other world, just like this platform right here, only it's going to have a different terrain, because they're supposed to be similar worlds, just slightly different. So, now that I have my static mesh in, I'm going to go to Materials and add for each one. Let's see. This is in VPO Terrain 06. So let's find that material. There's the inside out one, which goes right here, and the princess one. This is, that is Terrain 04. So, drag that there, that there, and I thought this was 8. Yes, it is. So, Terrain 08 princess, Terrain 08 inside out. So, there we changed our fog, we changed our lighting, our background sky, and we have added a nice amount of terrain. Now, of course, this is very small compared to what any of the levels in Multiverse are going to be like, but that's alright, because this is just showing how to set up a scene. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and build this. Yeah, I want it on medium. Production value would be for our final product, but because we just want a fast little build, we'll go ahead and do medium. The build all button is right there, and this takes a little while, so you can reflect on what you just created, this beautiful piece of art. Alright, so in a map check we have a minor error, just because our start is near a slope, but that's no problem, and of course not built with production lighting, that's alright. So, there is our final product, and if you want to see it in the game, hey, there we go. Light rays and all, and it shifts. The world shifts. That's perfect. So, this is a very short tutorial on how to set up a scene in UDK. If you want to see more, go to from start to finish in udk.blogspot.com.